Hi, everyone. This is Suri Deitch. We're going to give it another minute. Thanks for joining us for the SOPA Undergraduate Programs webinar. And we'll be right back with you. We'll just see if we have any more latecomers, meaning past 6 o'clock. Thanks again for joining us. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Suri Deitch, and I'm the Dean of the School of Professional Advancement. And I'm joined by my colleague, Kenley Fight, who works with us in admissions. And then our colleague, Madison Duncan, is behind the scenes changing the slides. So let me just say a little bit about how these webinars work. And then I know Maddie's trying to anticipate what I'm going to say. And then we have a short introductory video we want to show you. We will be presenting probably for half an hour at most, and we will we'll answer questions at any point. The best way to ask a question is in the chat box at the bottom of the screen. I see we have a call-in person who may not be on the screen, or maybe we don't. But the best way to ask questions is in the chat. We are recording the webinar, and as a thank you for participating, we are going to waive your application fee to SOPA. So we'll send you a follow-up email with the recording and also a reminder of that thank you. So let's go ahead and show the video.
SOPA's mission is to offer high-quality academic programs at the undergraduate and graduate level to working adults and early career professionals in New Orleans and beyond.
What's exciting about the Tulane School of Professional Advancement is they're fast-moving, innovative, creative, using the latest technologies and methods of instruction to prepare students of today for the opportunities of tomorrow.
We are constantly innovating to make sure that the skills and knowledge that we offer in our programs are completely up to date with what is needed in industry.
It is the best education I can get in my particular field at the best value. And on top of all of that, I get to join the legacy that is Tulane.
When you leave the Tulane School of Professional Advancement, you have this incredibly rich set of experiences that you can bring to bear no matter where your professional or personal path takes you. You're not only participating in education, you're investing in yourself and your future.
Great. Thanks so much. So the video needs a little, the video production, or the video showing the video needs a little work. We're gonna have to fix that. But the audio was completely on track. And one of the things that well, there are a few things I love about that video. One is that we have fabulous alumni who are showcased. So Lauren Andress from our Bachelors in Digital Design, and Mike Antoine from our Homeland Security program. And I also love that the provost of the university, Robin Foreman, who's the chief academic officer of the university and oversees all the academic programs, speaks really enthusiastically about the school. And that's, that's really consistent with who we are and how we work. And so I want to say a little bit about the history of the school. So we call it the School of Professional Advancement. It's had different names throughout the history of Tulane, but it's always served working adults and offered applied programs that are relevant to the workplace. And Tulane is an unusual elite private university for having made a commitment to serving and educating working adults so early in its history. And we're really excited to be able to build on that history with the work we do, but also to do it in the year 2020, which means we have all kinds of incredible opportunities to use technology and online interactivity to teach you and to help you build community, and that we can do that both on our campuses in New Orleans and online. And especially for our students, that's a great mix. And we're excited to have an opportunity to tell you a little bit about the school this evening. So this webinar is focused on our undergraduate degree programs and our undergraduate certificate programs. And a little bit later in the presentation, we'll have lists of those. Obviously, the information about them is available on our website. But I think the most important things that we would want you to take away from this webinar are, first, that like I said, that Tulane has a long commitment to supporting working adults and folks who are returning to college after having worked, folks who are coming from community college, people who are coming out of the military or who are still active duty. We have incredible diversity in our student body, and Tulane is for all of you. And also that we provide an academic experience that is supportive and intimate and accessible. And we work really hard to create circumstances for you so that you can work really hard and learn and do well academically and earn your degree or earn your certificate in a timely fashion while you're doing all the other things that you need to do in your daily life. And that's something that we're really proud to be a part of. So The slide you're seeing in front of you just demonstrates the fact that we have a lot of flexibility in how we teach. You know, we have many courses that are online. We have courses that are on campus, both at the Uptown campus, which is the primary campus of Tulane University, and at our Elmwood campus in Jefferson Parish. A few years in the future, we'll also be teaching classes at Charity Hospital downtown when Tulane creates a campus there. So there's a lot of flexibility. Most of our students at the undergraduate level have some combination of online and on-ground classes. And that's a fabulous thing because you might be, coming to a campus 3 evenings a week and taking 3 different classes. And then with the flexibility of an online course that meets once a month online, and the rest of the time lets you do the work on your own schedule, you can even add a 4th and sometimes a 5th. Some of our students do that too. And the majority of our classes are late afternoon, evening, Monday through Thursday, or on Saturday. And then, like I said, the online classes generally meet together, what's called synchronous meeting through video conference once a month. And the rest of the time you're working on your own or in small groups with peer students. So these are the undergraduate degrees that we offer. And you can see that, a bachelor's degree at Tulane is 120 credits. You can transfer in up to 60 from other institutions that you've already attended, or if you've earned an associate degree, potentially 60 credits from your associate degree. I'll say a little bit more later about prior learning assessment and portfolio learning, where we let students earn credit for life and work experience. That goes into the 60 credits that you can bring in. And we require, as it says, people need to have at least a 2.0 to graduate. And we require that, the last portion of your degree, the courses be taken at Tulane in order to earn a degree at Tulane. These are programs offered directly by the School of Professional Advancement. We sometimes have students who will do a minor in another school within Tulane. And we also sometimes have students who will come to SOPA and then decide they really want another academic program at Tulane as their primary academic program, and those students will transfer. And so to another school. So the degree requirements can vary a little bit, but generally it's 120 credits and a mix of courses in your major and general education courses and general requirements. And then I think the next slide is so here's the minors, right? So a lot of times we'll have students who will have a major and a minor. Sometimes people will have 2 majors. That's not unusual at Tulane. But this gives you a list of these programs as well, which is a great way to get some expertise in a second area that you are really interested in or that you think will work well with your first major. And then we have our certificate programs at the undergraduate level. These are programs that are that come before you earn the bachelor's degree. So you can enroll in these programs if you already have a bachelor's degree, but you don't have to have one. And they're generally in business and in, well, actually, they're really all in business. Let's just say that. Business-related programs. And then our other certificate programs, which are on the next slide, are not there, actually. So, sorry. So we have other certificate programs that are what's called post-baccalaureate, which means that you have to have earned your bachelor's degree in order to enroll in them. And those can be found on our website. And like I said, I'm monitoring the chat at the bottom of the screen in case anyone has questions at any points any point. And to those who joined us a little late, I'm Suri Deitch, and I'm Dean of the School of Professional Advancement, and we're happy to have you here with us. So like I said a minute ago, we have a process where you can document prior learning through work or volunteering or non-college training, such as in the military or as a first responder potentially. And we have a process where you work with our advisors and our faculty to match up the things you've learned with the learning objectives in specific courses. You can take a course that is itself an elective course for 3 credits, where you build what's called your portfolio. And then after you've built your portfolio, we have expert faculty assess it and assign you grades and credits. It can be up to 24. We also have some processes through which we can award credit for automatically for some kinds of training. For example, paramedics and emergency service workers can get up to 12 credits toward the Homeland Security degree, as an example. And then we also have some examinations that, like standard examinations that many universities accept for credit, and we do the same thing. Next slide, thanks. We, like I said at the beginning, we really focus on creating an intimate, accessible, and supportive environment for you. And so to that end, we have amazing academic advisors who work with you throughout your program and are even available to talk to you before you apply and enroll about what programs make the most sense for you, what coursework, what order you might want to take things in, how you might want to balance school and your other obligations. We also have faculty basically across the board who have industry experience of some sort. So those folks might be people who came from industry and are now full-time faculty in the school, or they might be teaching on an adjunct basis for us, which means part-time, while they continue to work in the field. And there are lots of great benefits that come from that. We have a full-time career advisor at the school who's available to help you with things like resume preparation and cover letters and creating your profile on LinkedIn. And she offers workshops throughout the semester. She offers events with employers who you can hear from directly in your industry. And she also does individual counseling and advising. And then on top of that, all of that, which is available directly through SOPA, or the School of Professional Advancement, we have the great benefit of being part of Tulane University. And so all the benefits that you get as a Tulane alumnus are available to you once you've graduated. So I'll turn it over to my colleague Kenley to talk about our application process.
Thank you, Suri. So applying is really simple. You'll just want to go to, just trying to find that screen again, but you'll just want to go to our website. It's sopa.tulane.edu, and you can, the next term that we have available is summer. So, but we do have applications open now for summer, fall, and spring 2021. So you just go in, create a little account. It'll give you the option to create a login and password, and you'll be able to start your application. If you need to come back to it, that's a possibility as well. So it's not too early to go ahead and apply if that's something that you want to do. And as Suri already mentioned, we'll be waiving the fees. We'll be happy to do that, just so you can really kind of get in and come in prepared. And I think it's a great program. I'm a graduate of the program, so I'm here to answer questions about it if you need help walking through the process. I know Suri's smiling, but I'm so proud of the work that we do here. And so, yeah. the applications are open, and it's a very straightforward process. We'll need copies of a high school transcript if you haven't attended college. If you've attended college, then we can just take your college transcripts and move on from there. A copy of your photo ID. Again, it's a really straightforward process, and we're happy to help with it.
Great. Thanks, Kenley. And here you can see our application deadlines, which are the same every year. And so we just ask that you have started your application by this date. It's really important to say, though, that if you plan to apply for financial aid, it's much better to have applied and been admitted at least a month before this deadline in order to have time to get your financial aid package together and to know what aid you're eligible for.
Mm-hmm. Suri, if I could also note regarding financial aid, I see we're headed to that slide now. I do want to say it is open now. So if you know you're going to apply, you go ahead and get that application done. It's not too early to start FAFSA. And again, as Suri said, you definitely want to do it sooner rather than later, just to keep from incurring fees if it's something that you know you're going to do.
Great. And our tuition for spring 2020 is on this slide, and the tuition for for summer and fall is going to be a little bit higher. It's on our website. It's going to be closer to $490 a credit. And I guess I would just say that we know that paying for tuition and figuring out how to pay for college is a challenge for many of our students, and also that many people take out loans to help pay for college, and those are big decisions that people make, and high stakes decisions. The most important thing if you take financial aid, if you take on debt for college, is that you finish college, right? So that you have the opportunity to increase your income so that you can manage your debt. But I would also say, and this is something I always like to point out to people, that the tuition at SOPA for the school that you're going to, for being at Tulane, is relatively reasonable, and is actually not just less than many private universities, but less than many public universities. And so we work really hard. We know that paying for school is a challenge for many. We work really hard to keep the tuition relatively low, but even more importantly, to provide really good value for the educational experience that you get with us. All right. Any questions from folks? We'll stay on for another minute. We also have a next slide, I think, that has contact information for our colleague Sheila Gold, who is Director of Recruitment Admissions. She is actually at the Tulane basketball game this evening, promoting our sports studies master's degree and other SOPA programs, and couldn't be here. I'm going to put my email address in the chat for you, and I know that Kenley will do the same. And please feel free to follow up with either of us directly. And again, thanks for being on the webinar. We really appreciate your time. We know you're busy. Oh, great. I see some questions. So for the person who is interested in physical therapy, exercise science would be the program that you would go to most likely. You could also look at health and wellness, but exercise science is a great program for folks who intend to go to graduate school for physical therapy. And we're happy to follow up with you about that, Jamie. And Jennifer, the arts, you're interested in interactive design. That's part of our digital design program. And it is both a bachelor's degree and a certificate program. And we can follow up to give you more information about the digital design program, which has interactive design. Both of those programs are amazing. And one of the ways in which they're amazing is that they are completely up to date with what's happening in industry. And, just to give an example with digital design, people from industry helped us design the program, and people from industry teach in the program. And we know that this is a field where there are a lot of jobs, even in New Orleans, and companies are looking for qualified workers. And the people who come out of our program are incredible candidates for amazing jobs and careers. All right. And then I actually see a question in the Q&A. And the question is about financial aid. Is it available for low-income students? And the answer is yes. Financial aid is available. And like Kenley said, she's available to follow up with you. So I see other questions about cost, and I see Jamie's question about cost. So we should follow up with you about that. But, just in general, remember our courses, the course tuition is about $1,500 a course, and the programs are 120 credits. We have a financial aid calculator on our website, or a tuition calculator, that you can, where you can put in how many classes you expect to take, and it makes some assumptions, and then you can see what your tuition would be without financial aid. And we look forward to following up with you. So again, thanks so much for your time this evening. We really appreciate it. I see one more question from Amanda about financial aid and whether or not the professional certificates qualify for federal financial aid. And the answer is that some certificates qualify for financial aid, but most do not. And that's largely because of the size of the program, because they're much smaller programs. So thanks again for your time. We'll send this to you as a recording, and we look forward to seeing your applications. Have a good evening, everyone. Again, thanks.